This is really the fighter and the kid.
Come on, baby.
Brendan Schaub,
up,
sporting
pal?
the hungry eyes fucking tank. The hungry
Summer.
eyes tank.
Dude, summer's
here.
but it's almost over, right?
Well,
Summer went by fast.
It's still August, so we're in the dog days of summer.
but
Actually.
what is the official last day of summer?
Everything goes by fast now for me. I'm
For
57.
everyone.
I was 40 about 6 months ago. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I mean, like all of a sudden I'll be like, wait, that movie was 10 years ago? That was last week.
Shit, September 22nd. Okay, we got a long. Okay.
We got some time.
We're in the
Got
middle
some
of
time,
it.
yeah. Go to
I thought it was
Texas
over.
in September. And my buddy's in Texas. He had this whole thing. He wanted to create a community. 2 years. I'm gonna have a community.
What do you mean community?
Like he bought a big plot of land with wells on it. There's game. There's fishing. He's got his people.
We're at in Texas.
It's outside of Austin, like about an hour outside of Austin. Calls me up and he goes, "I'm gonna come." Because it's a little overrated. I'm gonna come back to Northern California. I was like, "Oh, interesting. Okay, all right."
Yeah,
It's not as
Texas-
easy. That's all. It's not as easy. It's hard living sometimes when you're out there.
It's hot.
Hot as
It's
fuck.
just expected. It's hot as fuck here, dude.
It's hot as fuck here.
It's
It's global
different.
warming. No, it's very hot.
Yeah,
So why the tank top, bro?
Why not, bro?
You decided to show it off.
Daddy's in shape, eating
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's the summer.
Yeah.
When else you wear a tank? I can't wear a tank in December.
No, you can sport. I'm not mad at you in a tank. Now, I wore a tank. My first wife, remember, I decided to wear a tank top. All I did was
Like outside?
just walking the dogs. And my wife drove by in the car and screeched her brakes on. She goes, "Whoa, what are you wearing?" And I go, I'm wearing a tank
But
top.
it was a wife beater like you always rock?
It might have been. I don't remember.
Because to me, wife, like if I put on a wife beater, people are like, oh, he's racist, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I just look like the guy who's going to curb you.
Yeah.
But if you wear it, it looks like old guys can wear that. I'm like, yeah, that's it. They might, like, I feel like
But I was younger. This is when I wasn't that old. This is when I was only I was probably 43. And she was
You
like,
can do it, though.
"What are you doing? What? Oh." And apparently I didn't look great in a tank top. And I was like, what the fuck?
I feel like you can do it.
Now maybe, because it doesn't
Even
matter.
then, you can't. I don't want to see you in a tank like this, like a performance tank, like a wife beater at a certain age. Like, yeah, that's cool.
It doesn't matter, huh?
Spaghetti stain on it.
Yeah.
You look like you're from New York. You know,
Yeah,
like you're
yeah.
walking the dog. It's like, oh man, I bet he did some hardcore time for snitching.
Yeah. Maybe my arms are
There's some
just
mafia
not, my
ties
arms
there.
are just not where they need to be. Look at that when I was younger. Not a bad. That's a runner's body. I look like a miler, a 1 miler, right? A miler. Look like a 1 miler. Say it. A one
Yeah,
miler.
no, you look like the dive guy. You look like a diver.
Look like a diver.
That's where I'm fight campaign talking shit and you took your shirt off.
Yeah, terrible chest, terrible, and the arms never grow. It's a disaster. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's just not good. But you know what? I'm fine.
Cute kid.
I'm cute. I'm all right.
I think you can get away with beaters though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're allowed to call them beaters anymore. I still do. I don't subscribe to
Wife
that.
beaters.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely very politically incorrect.
But yeah, just because you wear it doesn't mean you're gonna beat your wife. It's like that was the notion that, like in the movies, the guy that beat the wife always had the wife beater on. That's what it
Yes.
comes from, right? Or like
Yeah.
that redneck that wore that had the gut,
Right.
wore that top, had the spaghetti-o stains on it. That's
Yep.
the term wife
Oh, look at
beater.
this. The term wife beater reportedly became synonymous for an undershirt after a 1947 criminal case where a Detroit man was arrested for beating his wife to death. Jesus Christ. And newspapers printed a photo of the wife beater wearing a stained undershirt. Ugh,
Oh, and it just stuck.
God.
And that term just stuck.
Let me see the picture of that scumbag. Yeah, see, that's where you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's dark.
I remember this woman.
It's
This woman
super
I
dark.
know. She was like, I was talking about the. Hold on.
Wife is WH.
I put 1947
My
Detroit.
suck right now.
Forget it, Chin.
Chin's so bad at Google.
White.
It's just gonna
White
be this,
beaters. White beaters.
Wife.
Fuck, dude.
I'll tell
Forget
you,
it.
My
Just forget
eyes
it.
are so bad now. I need new glasses again.
You do?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
all right, it's
All
whatever.
right. Well,
You guys keep
actually-
talking. I'll do my thing.
He's
Guys.
so, he's so bad at internet, right?
You're the worst at internet, actually. You're actually the
This
worst
is
at internet.
bad. This is a job.
Yeah.
And then he image, and then Pete Davidson's on there,
Yeah, never mind.
which is so
wanna
weird.
see a
I guess he
picture.
wears them a lot. Yeah, I haven't bought like a pack of wife beaters from like Target and something in a hot second.
I somehow
straight
wear them
whitey-tighty?
because they make me feel like I'm
A little thicker.
yeah, or they make me feel
Mix up you
they
in.
hug my body and then I tuck them into my shirt so I feel like I don't need a belt and my jeans down. I have a weird
Thing.
body dysmorphia thing going on. I have very weird body dysmorphia. That was where so Marlon Brando was really the one who made it.
Yeah, he made it cool.
Yeah, in Streetcar.
Brando also made like biker gangs cool too. He was like the
Yeah, with
the guy
that
too.
jacket, him and James Dean, the leather jacket with the hair. I remember there's an actor and there is an actor in when I was in New York, this is 1991, so forgive me. And I was at the Neighborhood Playhouse School of Theater in New York City on 54th Street between 1st and 2nd Avenue. It was one of the great theater schools where so many famous actors came out and you learned dance, you learned speech, you learned scene study, you learned all these things, even makeup. And there was a guy, there was a kid who showed up and he had his hair back and he would wear a jacket and he would smoke like this and he would go like this. He would just sit there and look and he would brood and he'd be like, "What's up, bro? How you doing?" And I was like, you know me. I was like, yeah, fucking this guy. Just kind of like, I would get embarrassed when I looked at him. And he does a scene in acting class and the teacher in front of everybody goes, "Hey, can I give you a note?" The kid's like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he goes, "I want you to lose the image." And you know why? There was
No one's buying it.
Because it doesn't belong to you. It died with James Dean when he got his head cut off in that Porsche in 1950 something. It was so embarrassing.
Did the kid show back up?
He didn't. He left the school, sir. He never came back. And somehow he didn't make it.
What if you're like, and that kid was Heath Ledger?
I know.
Just crushed it, went on to crush it.
God. Then I
Those were
saw
the
another.
days,
I saw
dude.
another guy get kicked out. And then the teacher goes, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" And the kid looked at him and goes, "I'm about to go find out." And he left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not bad. And he left, but it
Mark Zuckerberg.
didn't work out. No, it
Really?
didn't work out. No, you know,
I'm
these
about to
things,
find
when
out.
you're young, you know, you're full of shit.
Yeah, you're lost trying to figure it out. Or you think you know it. Like yesterday, Tigers with his pitching coach, and the he was showing like he had like this whole breakdown with pitching. Right, there's so much that goes into it. He's like break it down step by step, and he films everything that we watch, and he breaks it down. And I was like, "You created this all yourself?" And he's like, "No." And he pitched in the pros, stud, older dude now. And I'm like, "You like all this is your own stuff?" He's like, "No, it's the Godfather pitching, Tom House." And I'm like, "Tom, I'm not a baseball guy." I'm like, "Tom House, how do I know that name?" And it was like sticking. I'm like, "How do I know that name?" And then they're doing their lesson. I'm thinking, I'm like, "Tom House, how the hell do I know Tom House?" And then it hit me. I'm like, "Oh my God, Tom House is like the pitching godfather. He was the pitching coach for the Rangers when Nolan Ryan was Nolan Ryan in his
wow.
prime. Like
Oh,
he's the
geez.
guy who mentored Nolan Ryan and so many other like Cy Young award.
You just know
winning-
that from watching sports.
No, I knew it because Tom House started working with NFL quarterbacks. He was Tom Brady's like horse
Really?
whisperer. Yeah,
But he was a
but he's a baseball
pitcher. Okay.
legendary baseball coach because he figured out a lot of pitchers would throw with their arm out, and he learned like this is your steering wheel. So like where this goes,
Oh, wow.
the ball's gonna go. So you notice Tom when he earlier in his career was throwing like this. Most quarterbacks, you look at Colin Kaepernick, just fucking awful form. He's like this.
Yeah.
You watch Tom Brady, he's like a MLB pitcher. He's like this because of Tom House.
Holy shit.
So
just quickly.
So Tom Brady went to Tom House, right?
Yeah.
So that started, and Tom Brady's the GOAT.
Yeah.
So then once word got out, then Tim Tebow started going to Tom House at USC because he was a coach at USC helping out there. He'd run all of his camps there. So I went with Tim. I remember Tom House like, "Hey, you want to jump in this and learn?" I was like, "Nah, I'm not into baseball." I remember I was like, "Nah, get out of here." Dude, I just didn't.
So tennis. That's
So I was
really,
like, "God damn
So
it,
with tennis, if you see
you
the great
idiot."
tennis players, their hand is out here. Same thing. So when they hit, you'll see their hand every time is out here so they come here, and then their hand is here. That's their steering wheel. Same thing. Stabilizer. Boom. Right?
Different though, because you're saying their hands like out here.
So no, their hand is actually
baseball,
out. So the way they're here. That's all.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Like that, some things are just
because that's where the ball's going to go.
Yes.
Your body's going to go that way.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
in pitching, it's like it's
Wow.
because you when you throw, you want this torque,
So you're
right? It's
here
like this.
and then-
It's like this. So when you're throwing,
Wow.
it's like elbow down here, And you're bringing your chest to the
And Tom
ground.
House figured that out.
He's the
So
godfather of it. I mean, Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting.
But he was telling, and I was like, how did I, and finally it hit me. I'm like, oh, I was so young and dumb and arrogant.
The one thing that I
I
noticed,
really wish I took the time to speak to that gentleman.
when you watch,
I didn't know I was amongst royalty.
yeah, you're that
Idiot.
isn't that aren't we all?
Oh, I was
that way
like,
when we're young?
I'm going to go to Chipotle, man. I'll be back.
We're
Some
all idiots like
bullshit,
that.
You
We're
know?
all fucking idiots like
I
that.
could have used that. I wish. Yeah.
I know. You're sitting there and you're like, ah.
Oh, why? Because he's wrote several books on pitching. It'd be like talking football with Vince Lombardi.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I've done that with great directors.
And I told the coach that story. And he goes, "Oh, you had a chance to sit down and talk?" I go, "Yeah, I just like blew it up." I went, "All right, man." And then he just went back to coaching Tiger. I'm like, "Oh, he hates me now."
So there's I'm trying to remember the name. Gary Oldman was in a movie about the Sex Pistols, and the woman who played his, like, she's one of the great actors that you would never know, right? And Sid and Nancy, she played Nancy, okay? And can you just bring up her name? She's such an actress. If you're an actor like me, especially back, Chloe Webb. Is that her name? Chloe Webb, yes. So if you're an actor like me from that era, okay, you realize that she's the actor's actor. She's so fucking good.
Is she still alive?
And I'll never be that good, I'm sure. But she's also one of those people that never became a movie star because of the way she looks, and but she was so good. And every movie she's ever done was iconic. Like every movie she ever done was guys like me couldn't touch that. We'd be like, how the fuck did you do that? You know, she's one of those pure talents that also is probably dysfunctional in real life and probably isn't the most gorgeous, like, you know, perfect. So she didn't.
I bet you didn't get roles because of that hat.
1,000 things, dude. But she's an amazing, phenomenal artist, right?
Oh, I know her from Twins.
Yeah. She's just a beautiful act. But
She was Danny DeVito's girlfriend in Twins.
Yes.
That's what I know her from.
But the shit she did with Sid and Nancy, like that was like all of us were like, fuck, like you would study that in acting school. You understand? And jerk off Bryan Callen, cocky shithead Bryan Callen. I'm having dinner. She's sitting across from me. And I had done some sitcoms and Mad TV, okay? And I'm talking down to her because she's talking about being an actress because I'm bringing up actress. And she kind of says something like, I hate that. She was talking about, I hate that. And then the cameras are there and I was like, oh God, here's this fucking extra talking now about acting for me. Like you have something in common with me. And I blew her off. I got annoyed at her because I was like, she's talking, you're not an actress. You've never been in a movie. You know, don't start acting like you know what I know. And I don't know anything. And
Just
I
young,
fucking
dumb, full of cum.
dumb piece of shit
this
that I am.
woman talking.
Also, don't do that to anybody.
No.
Also, don't do that to anybody.
No,
But I did because I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it's those moments you look back on your life where you go, you arrogant, blind, dumb. And then I find out it's Chloe Webb after this. I was like, ah!
You blew that.
I'm such a fucking, I should have just been at her feet asking her questions or at least just been reverential. Shut the fuck
you
up,
blew
Brian.
that.
How about shut up?
Yeah.
God.
Talking less is always better.
Yeah, I never learned that lesson. I never learned that fucking lesson. I gotta go, guys. This is it. This is my last podcast. I've talked too much. Let's take a little break, guys. Toledo this month, August 16, 17. I'm at the Funny Bone, Toledo Funny Bone. I then go to Plano, Texas, House of Comedy, September 6, 7, and 8. Get your tickets, man. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Edmonton, Alberta, the weekend after that, at the comic strip. BryanCallen.com for tickets. And I will be wearing, as always, I can guarantee you, on stage, without fail, True Classic t-shirts.
It's all we rock.
I always wear my True Classic underwear and t-shirts. I will have them on. There's a good chance if I'm wearing a button down. Well, it's not a good chance. Definitely if I'm wearing a button down, which as you know, it's True Classic.
Yeah, and their active wear is what I rock at the gym, the tank tops, all of it, because it fits just right. It's tough to find stuff that fit. It's also tough to find stuff that looks cool, whether you're at the gym, at a barbecue, Little League Baseball
Dries
game.
quick,
Yeah,
odor
it's great.
control, moisture
great.
wicking. Yep.
A vacation, workouts, again, just chilling, They got it all. You can get their best-selling shirts, which is where we found them, right? And they have hoodies, jeans. You can get in 3, 6, and 9 packs. That's the best way to go. Their joggers are my absolute favorite. All right,
look,
they look nice.
You can get big savings, bundle items site-wide. Okay, just go to trueclassic.com/fighter to save. trueclassic.com/fighter and discover the perfect blend of summer vibes, timeless elegance.
I never blow anybody. I didn't blow Tom House off. I didn't know who he was, and I was just at a different. I was like in the UFC, and I was like, I don't. What do I give a fuck about pitching technique?
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm gonna go eat. I was hungry, dude. I would have starved myself for 30 days to have a 5-minute conversation with him right now.
Yeah.
He's still alive, but I could have developed a relationship. Would have helped out Tiger. What the fuck am I doing? Well, I told you that time when I was selling supplements. I had to do like cold calls. I told you this.
No, but I already like it. I know you had a briefcase with supplements, and I know you're super ambitious, so you had all your route all planned out.
Everything. And they put me on this call for like this big
I can see you picking out your outfit every day.
Oh, dude. I had a suit on, and I was like taking a call. I had a Cadillac, a
car you couldn't afford.
Oh, definitely. No, I was making like $600 every 2 weeks. The Cadillac was like $1,000 something. Of
course it was.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
Got to push yourself.
It was a silver Cadillac. It was fucking sick V8. Anyway, but my buddy Brad Pye at the time was like, dude, this is a big account. So, and Brad was in the NFL, right? And so there's like, and he was like in the NFL, right? And I had a cappuccino. So there's something going on there. So he's like, dude, because I was good at selling. He's like, we need you to like seal this big account deal. And he's like, and I was like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah. He's like, and the guy might relate to us because he played ball too. I'm like, you played football? He's like, yeah, I think at a high level. I'm like, all right, cool. So we're talking. I'm like, let me just get this out of the way now here. When we're talking about supplements, like, I played Division I football at CU, played with the Buffalo Bills. So when it comes to supplement, he goes, and I like go on this whole rant. He goes, cool. And I go, so, I don't know if you're familiar with, athletics at that level. And he goes, I don't know a thing or two about it. I forget who it was, but he's like at the time was like the most, he scored like the most points ever as a kicker or something. He spent like 14 or 15 years in the NFL.
That's so bad.
Dude, and I was like, so, did you play ball? He goes, a little bit. Yeah. 15 years. I went through all the teams. I was all. And he goes, so I'm sorry, what were you saying though about Buffalo Bills? I was like,
nothing.
We didn't get the account.
No. We'll see you later.
Yeah, he was like, see a dick piece.
Yeah. That was like Willie Gault. Willie Gault was the fastest guy in the NFL for a long time. And then he was also an Olympic sprinter. And I was doing a TV show and I saw him run. He played a cop and he had to run up a hill. There he is. He had to run up a hill. And I was with this girl, Rachel Harris, and she went, Jesus Christ, that guy's attractive and he can run. And I said, yeah, he can run. I go, he runs well. So I walk up to him and I go like this. I go, you look like you athletic. You can run well. Did you ever do any running? And he goes, did a little running. Yeah, I said, I go, yeah. Like, I mean, do a lot of it? He goes, yeah, here and there, but I did some running, yeah. I said, yeah, you look like you can sprint. And then I started talking about sports, and I started giving him my opinion on training and stuff. And then I walked away, and somebody came up to me and said, you know who that is? You know who you're talking to? I go, who? He goes, that's Willie Gault. And he explained who Willie Gault was to me, because, I don't know football. Yeah. And he goes, he's also a sprinter in the Olympics. And I was like, hey, Willie, come over here. Do you mind telling me that? Do you mind like not being this modest? Great guy, but shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Because usually the guys telling you that never played. You know what? You want to hear? Like, let's talk more about what a shithead I am. You want to hear this is not a shithead thing, actually. You want to hear one of my best memories from theater school? Well, what do you think one of my best memories from theater school is? When you got molested?
No, definitely not. But you'd think it'd be an acting thing. Nah, it wasn't. It was when
something to do with a girl.
Sure is, buddy. We were playing. I was a young 23-year-old kid, and I'm throwing and catching a football with some of the guys who could throw and catch a football in the street on 54th Street, no cars, and everybody from the school was just sitting around.
Watching
and they were
play.
just talking. Yeah, and girls were talking. And this really, really, one of the prettiest girls, I come over and she goes, hey, Brian, come over here. And I go, I walk over and she's all woman. She's all woman. She's got her power. And I go, "Hi." And she goes, "So what's your deal?" I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, "What's your deal? Where are you from? What do you do? What is this that you're doing?" And I go, I don't know. Just, catching balls. She goes, "Yeah, we were all talking about how we would definitely sleep with you. So we're just, trying to get a beat on you." I went, and you know what?
That's your best memory.
Put some respect on my name, I guess is what I'm saying. Because that was 40 years ago.
That's your best memory.
Yeah, sure is, buddy. That was about 37 years ago. Why don't you put some respect on my fucking name? Okay? Because I'm still holding on to that. Yeah, it just came to me, and I've been thinking about it since we started talking.
Sometimes when you get down.
And ask me if I slept with any of them. The answer is no.
Really? That's surprising.
Yeah, I know. It is.
You didn't have that intel? Nothing?
I just was like, now I got to be cool, right? Now I got to be out of reach. It's fucking pathetic.
Playing the game?
Yeah. When you were selling supplements, did you sell anything that was good for like flow and for focus and like any kind of a nootropic?
Dude, I'll tell you what. If I had Magic Mind.
What?
If there was a product like Magic Mind when I was back
then, I was
selling.
Magic Mind right here?
Yeah, dude. If I had that.
Yeah.
Dude, I probably wouldn't even got into podcasting or fighting or stand up. Nothing.
Well, because I said to Sanaz, get me a coffee, and I like the coffee, but I've only had a tiny bit of coffee, but I want my coffee to last.
You don't need it, dude.
What do I do? Just chug this Magic
Just
Mind?
take it, man.
Let's see what happens.
Nootropics up the yin.
Let's see what happens with I got to stop myself from taking 2. Took 2 last time. Nothing happened. Felt good.
Nothing happened?
I thought I'd be jittery or something, but I wasn't. I just had a sense of flow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish I was selling that. I was not. I was selling like your typical creatine, protein powders.
The creatine, according to all the scientists I've talked to, is the one supplement you should definitely take, and they all agree that it's the most studied, and probably it's the one.
You have to talk to a scientist to figure that out.
Well, they just all said that there's been more studies on creatine that showed beneficial results than almost anything else.
Also, if you eat a lot of red meat, you get enough creatine.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But for sports, it's good.
Oh, yeah, for recovery.
And you know me with sports. I do a lot of sports.
Back in the day, I remember my dad would buy me creatine, like jugs of it, but there's the monohydrate, so it'd put all that water weight on you. Put a ton, but they figured it out now.
Yeah.
That stuff's over.
Yeah, with you,
Holds
you're
water.
a little different. What are you doing right now? You just lifting weights?
Lifting weights, running. My knee's acting up a little bit.
Is it?
But I still do cardio, I'll jog. I just can't do as much.
It's a lot of weight on your body.
But I've
can
always
run a long way.
Yeah, I always like to run.
Yeah.
I always like to run.
It's kind of rare for a big guy to run that much, right?
Yeah, and I think can enjoy it.
Yeah.
I remember when me and Klopp were both, I think I was in the UFC, and yeah, he was in the NFL. And he, I was running. He's like, I'll work out with you. And he started running about 5 minutes in. He goes, nah, man, I'm too big. He's like, I'm too big. He's like, I'm going to run sprints. I was like, yeah,
I've never seen actually personally a genetic freak like that in my life. I've never seen somebody who looked like a superhero. He looks actually more superhero than regular superheroes.
Yeah.
And he lived on, whatever, but he still suffered from a lot of injuries. I mean, major injuries.
Well, especially, I just hooked him up with Transcend because with me, the reason, I've always been in shape, but like the shape now at 41 with 3 kids, Transcend with the peptides and the TRT and all that help in doing all the blood work, figuring it all out. And then they were like, part of the deal is like, you can gift it to one friend. Like, we'll take care of them. And Klopp is having some surgery on his lower back again. And so, he's like, I'm going to be out for a while. I'm like, dude, there's like peptides you can take. And she's like what? I'm like, I need to hook you up with Transcend. So I hooked Klopp up with Transcend.
Yeah, because some of those beef 157 and stuff like that apparently are really good.
Yeah. Game changers. Game changers.
Game changers.
Especially for your brain, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a ton of stuff for your brain, everything.
Yep. Interesting. How do you feel? Really good?
Best I've ever felt, yeah.
Really?
Best I've ever felt, yeah.
Energy and all that.
Nonstop. Like, I'll wake up, I was up at 3:30 this morning just because, but I'll wake up usually around 4:30. I go to the gym at 5:30 before the kids get up. But I'm good all day. I'm good at till 9:30. Like, I'm not tired, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm good.
Jeez.
Whatever I have to do, I'm good. Huh. Like, I usually go straight from here, and then Tiger usually have baseball, or Bossy have baseball, and then I'm with them outside for three hours. I'm good. Not tired, nothing.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm good, dog.
Love it. So, watching any of the Olympics. Can I say something?
You want to
something
go back
out
to the
loud.
Olympics? Wait, hold on.
I'm gonna say
hold on, real quick. Fuck your Olympics. Hey, did you watch? Have you caught up on Presumed Innocent?
No,
Still, all right.
I will.
No, it's
I'm going
over.
to say something.
The hype's over.
When I watch wrestling, especially Greco, it's boring.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, I just think.
But then you thrive about the gay stuff.
Yeah. But when I watch wrestling, I love it. I'm not saying it's not, and it takes. I'm not saying it
Do you
doesn't
see
take
homeboy
everything
that
from you.
You see homeboy? He's medaled. He medaled gold.
Oh, the Cuban guy.
The Cuban guy. He
Monster.
medaled gold in
Monster.
4 Olympics.
Yes, monster.
And this was his last one. He left his shoes
41.
down.
Yeah.
41.
He's incredible.
He's like a Yoel Romero, but shorter.
When you watch, he's actually taller. When you
Is he
watch,
taller than
yeah, he's a
Yoel?
giant. He's a giant. He's an absolute giant, Lopez. When you watch, Bubba, when you watch it, a lot of times guys will win off of like, at one point.
Almost like sumo.
Yeah, it's a little bit like
Well, it's not. It's not.
freestyle.
Freestyle's
is
way better.
more. Yeah,
way better.
Way more exciting.
Yeah.
Way more. And I feel like it's harder. It requires
Freestyle?
more athleticism almost.
They're both fucking tough.
Oh,
man.
of course, but I think freestyle requires more athleticism, more flexibility. I mean, they're both incredibly tough. But
Dude,
look at this guy. You want to
5
talk about?
consecutive individual gold medals.
Yeah, to see him with Karelin would have been amazing because that guy is so special.
You know, his accomplishments to Karelin's not even close. He mops the floor with Karelin.
What?
Mops the floor with him. Yeah.
Karelin hadn't lost since he was 16.
Doesn't matter. Look at the medals. Go to Karelin, the Russian, Jin.
How many did he win?
Not
Fifth
5.
Olympic.
That's
gold.
5. Wild, dude. And then the female
So
wrestler
Karelin
at 20.
is C8.
Look at him.
Yeah, monster.
And let's go to his gold. So our homeboy won 5. If you go down, Jin, I'll show his medals. Olympic Games. So he won 3.
Hold on.
Our boy won 5. So he won in 96, 92, 98.
Okay.
Homeboy won, and then he placed silver.
Oh, because he lost to Rulon Gardner.
Yeah.
On a tech.
Yep.
On a mistake.
Yep, Rulon beat him.
Fuck, he would have won.
But think about it, that dude that retired won 5 golds.
That's insane.
Wild.
That's insane.
And then that U.S.
See how big Lopez is? Because Karelin was. Go back to Karelin. Karelin was
Karelin?
6'3", 300 pounds.
He's huge, yeah.
Yeah, like he was such.
Go
a
down,
guy.
Chin.
Go down. Keep going. Keep going.
Personal 6'3",
286.
286.
Oh my God.
Big boy.
Yeah, that's about what our boy Lopez wears. Weird.
Is Lopez that big?
Yeah, he's gigantic. 290.
Holy shit.
Yeah. He's
You'd
just
have to cut some weight to
impossibly
compete in the UFC.
Yeah, he would, wouldn't he?
That girl, the American, she's only 20, won the gold. And they asked her about MMA. She's like, I have no interest. I'd be down to some grappling and BJJ.
Elon,
She was like,
whatever it is.
I have no interest in doing MMA. I'm like, good for you.
She's 21 years old.
20.
Wrestler?
She's 20. Youngest
She's
gold
actually
medalist ever.
21.
No, 20.
Really?
That's what makes her the youngest, dude. How you gonna watch the Olympics and not pay attention?
I watched her match. She fought that girl from Kazakhstan or whatever.
No, she beat.
She hasn't lost
Brian,
since she was
beat an
16,
Asian girl
20 years old. Man,
from California.
She'd be pretty great to. I mean, she has no interest, huh?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, some of those wrestlers don't have any interest. Like that one dude who was so dominant, wrestled at Minnesota. The black dude, he decided to go with WWE over the UFC. UFC offered him WWE.
Jordan Burroughs, or
No. He
Oh,
decided to go with
I know you're talking about.
WWE. Yeah, Jordan Burroughs, no interest in MMA.
Why not? Like, why wouldn't she want to do that? Because she can make a living wrestling?
No,
Because that's a hell of a.
probably brain trauma. But fuck that noise. They're smart. They're probably really smart people.
Oh yeah.
Some of the rest of the smartest people I know.
Yeah, dude. That's just so special to be able to be the best in the world at 20
Wild.
years old. Like,
Wild.
that's insane.
Wild.
Amit Elor.
What do you guys think about? So there's a little controversy that Simone Biles and Jordan Childs, like they bowed to from Brazil,
The Brazilian
Andrade,
chick, yeah.
and there was a cornerback from the Ravens. I think Marlon Humphrey came out and was like, "This is disgusting. I'm disgusted in this display." Because, can you pull up the picture? They're literally bowing to her because she came in first place.
Give me a break.
And
that's just
people are
first of all,
losing it.
excuse me, they've known each other. So those girls have been competing with each other
Since they were kids.
Since they were kids. They're all super close. They're all in the same game. They're playing around and being silly.
She finally
shut
won.
up.
Simone.
Yeah. I love seeing that. And by the way, Simone Biles is the greatest ever. So for her to do that shows what an awesome.
But I also think the only reason Simone's doing it too, like she's set. Like she's already won gold there. It's not like she's never won. Now it'd be different if Simone's never won. She keeps fucking up. Finally, it's her chance to win gold, and she fucks up, and this girl wins, and she bows down. And it's like, oh, you're not a savage. But she's already done it all.
Yeah, she's done it all.
So it's like her giving this Brazilian her flowers. I don't have an issue with it. What I don't like is when they're like, I mean, we can get started on it, but when, you know, when they're like, oh, you know, black power and all this, and it's good to have black representation. It's like, well, you guys dominate in athletics. Like, when has that ever been it? Like, why is this a race thing?
I hate that.
Like, why are you making it about this? All they're doing is champion
The whole point of the Olympics is it brings everybody together, and everybody competes. You know.
Well, the
And
one
it's an
part that
equal
bothered
playing
me,
field.
I was watching. My girl was watching. It was the background, so I heard it. But there was this pole vaulter, and he's like the best pole vaulter ever. And they did a background on him, and I was like, I always like those stories, right? And they show him, he's like 3, running with a kid's pole vault and going into beanbags. And his dad was like, it's just what he was always, because his mom was a pole vaulter. Oh. He's like, just what he's always been into. So he built the track in the back of the house. And then he got so good and so fast, they had to extend it so it went out to the front yard. So he's running from the front yard to the backyard doing the whole fucking spiel. So his dad and his mom are still his coaches. But he has the Sweden thing on. I'm watching the video. I'm like, that doesn't look like Sweden. Where's he at? And then he was born in Louisiana, raised in Louisiana, went to LSU, won the national championship for LSU. I don't think he's ever, like, he might visit Sweden every now and then on vacation, but he represents Sweden. And I was like, well, that's fucked up. What the hell's going on here? Then you look into it. I think what happened is, so he has to have his mom and dad coach him. And he went to the U.S. team, and they're like, no, we have our fucking coach. No, your mom and dad can't coach you. So he's like, cool, say less. My mom has Sweden citizenship, so you can claim that. So certain countries, if your parents, even your grandparents, if they're from there, you can claim that country, can represent them.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of competitors. Like there's a competitor in the Winter Olympics, the pretty Asian girl, but she's American, but her grandma was born in China.
Yeah.
So she represented China, and she had to, you know, take down her Instagram comments because she just got annihilated. So certain countries are very loosey-goosey, and you represent them. And then also, that pole vaulter, he's the best in the world, doesn't matter. But let's say he was like 4th best, so you're not going to make the U.S. team. Well, Sweden or some other country that's not as competitive, you can get to the Olympics by representing that country. So that's why they bounce around a little bit. Yeah. Because I was like, what the fuck's going on here? But yeah, you can represent other countries as long as one of your parents or even grandparents are from there.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, kid born and raised in Louisiana.
It says, according to the Olympic Charter rule, any competitor in the Olympic Games must be a national of the country of the NOC, which is entering such as a competitor. A competitor who is a national of 2 or more countries at the same time may represent either one of them as he may elect.
Dude, I could get Filipino citizenship.
You could.
You know?
You would thrive.
I would thrive.
Yeah, like let's say you were good at darts, but the American team's kicking ass. You're like, all right, I'm not going to make that team. I'll make the Filipino
But there are
team.
other sports I could do. Give me other sports. Because pretty springy. I'm pretty springy still. And by the way, I could also buy some property in Italy and box for Italy or something.
No, I don't think it works like that.
I don't know. I got to think about what sport I want to do.
Yeah, it's weird.
You know, it should be an Olympic sport, but
MMA.
Tag. Well, that too.
You say tag?
Tag. Have
Get
you
out.
seen
Get
competitive
out.
tag?
Get out.
Show him the video. No.
I don't.
Hold on.
I don't even need to see the video.
Tag?
Go to competitive tag.
Is parkour in the Olympics?
Just watch 1 second of this and tell me I'm crazy.
Breakdancing is in the Olympics.
That's in the Olympics, but
have a
competitive
problem.
tag shouldn't be.
No, hold on. Fuck tag in that.
Yes.
What about MMA?
Just watch for a second.
This is Wade. Wade Thomas.
Look at this.
Looking to chase down Orlando DeVoe. And
These guys got to grow up.
This young man, he's already set his
You got to grow up.
Look how he ducks.
My kids do this every day at home,
Round by the front line, keep
but they're 8 and 4.
up on
What the hell? That's kind of exciting.
6.9 million views.
Come on
Exciting.
now.
I'm gonna be.
This is better than breakdancing.
You know what?
Unstoppable.
Sanaz might have a point.
The first point for Team.
Sanaz might have a point. This might be the greatest sport I've ever seen in some ways. I got excited for a second.
Looking at his opponent, but not
You can't even get touched, Brendan.
he has
It's tagged, yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
technicality.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Brendan, let's take a little break because I want to talk about sports,
I want to talk about your wiener.
and I want to talk about power banging. Okay? Some people say power effing.
You had me at sports, but I'm
Yeah.
in.
But sometimes, look, if you have sex, that's a physical activity. You need.
You're burning calories.
Well, you also need sometimes, like
need a
you might be in
pre-workout.
great shape.
You need a
You might be in
pre-workout.
great shape, but you can't get any blood flow going. Like blood flow's tricky, ain't it, for some people?
A guy like me, all the blood I need it in my brain. I need all the power I can get.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to give some of that blood to the wiener.
You do, and you need it, but it's got to be natural, but it's got to be science-backed as well.
Dude, I tried some stuff at the gas station.
No, no,
didn't
no,
help.
no.
I had an erection
Not
for
safe. Not
90
safe.
days.
Yep.
I tried prescription drugs. I had so many nasty side effects.
Like
you got
you mean
anything all
headaches and
natural?
Your head is your face feels like it's going to explode.
Sure, dude. You got anything all natural backed by science that
Yeah.
helps with everything?
How about joy mode? How
Oh,
about use
dude.
joy mode? How about that?
Yeah,
How
but
about
do I have to take like a pill? Do I have to inject it into my wiener directly?
45 minutes to 4 hours before sexual activity, you take 6 to 8 ounces of water and you mix it into a packet. It's like your favorite electrolyte pack.
Dude, I am in. So if you're ready to spice things up in the bedroom and boost your sex game and do it naturally without all the nasty prescription drugs and the weird gas station pills, all right, check it out. Go to usejoymode.com/fighter. Enter the code FIGHTER at checkout for 20% off your first order. That's usejoymode.com/fighter for 20% off your first order. Thanks, Joy Mode.
Brendan doesn't want to give me it. But
Competitive tag.
No, it's cool.
is it better than breakdancing?
Is breakdance in the Olympics?
Yes.
No, it's not better than breakdancing. I don't think either of them should be in the Olympics. But how the fuck is MMA not in the Olympics?
Very true.
And people like,
It's all the sports combined, right? So
I mean, I think MMA should be in the Olympics 100%.
If-
talk about an unbelievable sport that takes everything. What are you talking
but it's
about?
also when you talk,
Wrestling, boxing, everything.
yeah, of course, we're stating the obvious, but also it's also an international sport.
Yes, correct.
And then people will say, well, that's because you can have Volkanovski represent Australia because he's a pro. Well, the NBA does it.
Yeah.
LeBron's a pro. They're in the Olympics. So they could get their own sponsors. Where it gets dicey, this is one of the reasons I don't think Dana and a lot of, maybe not the other leagues, but maybe the UFC doesn't push for it, because think about it. Francis would represent Africa. So you could potentially have Francis versus John Jones on the Olympic platform, and the UFC wouldn't benefit from it. The Olympics would, which is, just so everyone's aware, way more corrupt than the UFC. You want to talk about fighter pay? They pay them fucking nothing. They get zero and they make millions, and it's the biggest fucking scam of all time. So the Olympics would make money. Dana would make money, if John and Francis fought in the UFC, but they're already doing it. So why not do Olympics with MMA? It'd be dope.
100%. 100%.
Russia would do great. All your Dagestanians.
Yeah.
Brazil would fucking crush. China, not with men, but female.
It's great. I'm
Africa.
All about
You'd
it.
have you have Kamaru Usman, you have Izzy, depending what
100%.
he could do in New
100%.
Zealand.
100%. It's a great idea.
That's
Great
not
idea.
my idea. People have been asking for this for a while. But the reason I think
I think
it doesn't,
jiu-jitsu will make it before MMA probably.
it's not, I don't think it's not international enough. I don't think so.
Jiu-jitsu isn't.
No, not compared to MMA. I don't think so.
That's true, actually. That's true. Because it's not like jiu-jitsu is huge in Russia. MMA is big in Russia. Sambo's
Sambo's big. Yeah.
So they asked Daniel Cormier this question, and he said, if we're doing mixed martial arts at the level of an Olympic sport, you've got to have multiple cages all in one venue. You're going to have to take away any elbows, certain kicks, and you'd have to wear shin guards. But it's not too dangerous in terms of injuries. Why would you take away elbows and some kicks?
Cuts? Oh, I get what he's saying, because yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, 'cause you have to
elbows
fight
and
on.
cuts, because think about it, you'd have to fight, so because it's a tournament basically. Olympics
Yeah.
is a tournament, no matter how you look at it. So you're gonna have to fight multiple times within a month span.
Yeah.
So if there's elbows and you cut your eye, you're
not within
out.
a month, Bubba. You'd have to fight multiple times within a 2-week time span, tops. In other words, you because number one, you're dealing with weight loss. Number two, you're dealing with it would actually have to be over 2 days. And then the bouts would probably be
No, you do go longer than 2 days.
6 minutes.
Yeah,
I
the
don't think
Olympics are longer than 2 days. What are you talking about?
Well, so wrestling, for example, because you're dealing with weight loss, you got to make the weight. So now with wrestling, you have to weigh in twice. So, you know, in a way, if you're fighting at 185, right? If it was
You'd have to
over 2
fight more
weeks-
true to your weight class.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be safer?
Yeah.
Not even the weight's not the issue. It's the cut. But
It's
that's
the
what makes
cuts.
it exciting. How dope would that be? Like, Francis out, man, he got cut. Oh, who's feeling it? Like, I think it'd be so exciting.
I don't think you'd have to have 5-minute fights, 4-minute fights. Like you couldn't have 25-minute, you couldn't have 15. It's just too much damage. It's just too much. You know, too easy to get fucked up. It takes too much out of the fighters. MMA is like, it's not wrestling, man. It's so much
Yeah,
different.
but they have boxing in the Olympics. And then also remember back in the day, in the UFC, guys used to fight 3 times a night.
Yeah, man.
In kickboxing, in Muay Thai, some 3-4 times a night. It's not unheard of. Some places still do it. You could do it.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Commissions get a little weird, but
Yeah.
it'd be tough. But also then get guys, because you'd have to. To me, it would be guys would really have to dial in. Like, where am I at? Where I'm not suffering from the weight cut. So you're getting their true
Well,
potential.
with boxing, how many, is it 3 rounds in boxing in the Olympics?
I think it was 3 twos because considered amateur. That's why they didn't have like
Three
Anthony
2-minute
Joshua
rounds?
in there.
Yeah. So that you probably do the same thing in MMA.
No, not 3-2. You wouldn't do 2 minutes for MMA.
Comprises of 3 rounds of 3 minutes each.
3 threes.
Yeah. It's still a long time. 9 minutes. It's a long time. A lot of time to get hurt. A lot of time to get cut. A lot of time to break your hand. A lot of time to break your foot. A lot of time for a lot of stuff.
It's a sport though.
Also get concussed. So, you'd have people, if they had to fight. How many times do you have to fight boxing-wise to get a gold? How many times do they fight?
Probably 4.
It's a lot. I just think MMA you take too much damage. It takes too much out of you.
You saying
Hard to pull
concussion
off.
wise?
Yeah, it'd just be hard to
Boxing's
pull
more
off.
dangerous.
Yeah, but you got gloves. You got.
Close don't matter.
Yeah, but
You also have wrestling in MMA.
yeah.
So it's not just headshots to win.
So what he said?
10 to 12 rounds. It says each boxer will have a total of 10 to 12 rounds to win a medal.
Okay, so with MMA, Cormier said you have to have elbow pads.
No,
Gloves,
shin pads.
shin pads.
He said no elbows.
Taking out elbows.
Right.
And certain kicks have to be eliminated as well.
Really?
Yeah.
It'd be a
like
watered down version.
What would the
That's-
kicks be?
He didn't get into it. This was just a quote.
DC would know.
Yeah, he would.
We could do a version of it. I think it's bigger than this though, because the UFC wouldn't see profit. The Olympics would make all the profit. We get the fights we want to see, but then the UFC or One Championship or PFL is not going to get profits from it. But also, if you it's so short sighted, because let's say John versus Francis happens at heavyweight, or Tom Aspinall fought John Jones in the Olympics and won gold, it just builds your asset even more. Like gold medal, award winning, and yeah, you beat him in the Olympics, but now we're doing the UFC as the main event. Like, it just builds the resume. You're just investing in your athlete. I think it'd be dope.
I agree. I agree.
What do you got, Jen?
Oh, since we're on that topic of Francis, I don't know if you guys saw the news.
Yeah, he's
that just
fighting.
popped up. So yeah, Francis Ngannou and that crazy guy. You know, actually,
This guy,
Kenan Fajeda.
Pereira, problem.
Let me just play the
He's
clip. that's on.
giant. I'll tell you where they're fucking up making a pay-per-view. They're not known as a pay-per-view platform.
But I mean, if they're going to do one pay per view, I would say this is the one to do. Not like before with Kayla Harrison, which she's great, but I didn't think that would be a great pay per view. But let's just watch the promo real quick.
October 19th on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. It's a battle of the giants.
Have you seen this guy he's fighting?
Heavyweight
Huge.
champion of the world, Francis Ngannou, makes his historic MMA return
I'm the baddest mother on the planet.
against the 6'8"
Oh.
Brazilian titan, Reina the Problema Ferreira.
Jesus.
the two most devastating strikers on the planet in the biggest heavyweight fight of the year.
He's so big.
Plus, the GOAT of women's MMA, Chris Cyborg,
Been fighting for a long time.
takes on lethal two-time PFL champ Larissa Pacheco.
She beat Kayla Harrison.
Yeah, that's Kayla's last loss.
Wow. Jesus.
So that's pretty cool. October
Gee whiz.
19th.
How
I
old is
believe.
Chris Cyborg now? She's got to be 40.
54.
Seriously. She's got to be older.
I don't see that doing well.
39.
Yeah, she's 40.
That's pretty.
I don't see that doing well on pay-per-view.
I mean, if they did that for a free fight for the first one, like a huge card like that, that'd be
Introduce
amazing.
fans
Yeah.
to the PFL. Good production.
Yeah. Here's just
For Francis, it's like
he's down to
it's
do it
such
though.
a
which is-
risk. Yeah, it's such a risk.
remember, he also said that he's going to give every opponent that he has like what, $1 million or $2 million to fight him. That was his contract with the PFL.
Let's see if they honor that.
Let's see, but I mean that would be incredible.
That'd be cool.
This one I brought up. This is interesting. So Erik Anders versus Chris Weidman, because I think Lex literally just posted that he's training with Erik Anders in some, I don't know
that
which
Lex
country
in the
now.
front?
Yeah.
Lex is our manager, by the way. So yeah, he's
how
like
that-
training troops in somewhere, in some place in the world, like he always
Yeah.
does.
He takes professional fighters overseas to train with the Marines.
Wait, that's Lex. That is
Look at
Lex.
him. It
Yeah,
really
that's
is
Lex.
him.
Yeah, it's him. Lex
Lex.
fought, man.
And Lex won, like I think the last fight he won.
The gentlest giant
Is
I've
he
ever met.
fighting? Lex is
No.
Not now.
No. This is hey, man. This is a thing where he takes professional fighters over to train with Marines.
Oh, I see. Got it.
I don't like that his fist is blocking his face there.
And also, this I thought was like super cool. So this is a 51-year-old skateboarder that competed in the Olympics, and the fans thought that his score should have been higher. Unfortunately, let me show you
He's
his run.
51?
51. It's talking about.
You have a weird thing.
What does that mean?
You know.
What?
I don't know.
Well, in other words, he means you aren't into that. I think that's what he might be saying.
So okay, Brian, go ahead and point.
Okay. It looked like it. Oh, right there. Let me see that. Yeah, she's cute.
I think she's cute. Yeah.
I just like that she's good too. When somebody's really good at something,
That's what
it's
you're
like,
attracted to.
that's
And also
good.
the attitude, just like no
Yeah,
nonsense.
there's a whole thing to it. But I do have a little problem with all the eye guard stuff on it though. That bothers me because it's like, are we going to shoot guns or do you have all this equipment for it? You know,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
That's why that guy was so cool.
That's why that guy's cool.
yeah, like I
Turkey.
shot this Brian Morgan, who trains all the Delta guys and all that. He has his sniper rifle, and from 700 yards away or something, I hit a target, but he set it all up for me. All I had to do was pull the trigger. He was like, here, here's the scope and all that. So if you've got all the equipment, I'm not that impressed. I want to see like that Turkish guy naked, douche, hand in pocket, pop,
Naked.
But okay.
So Brian's off the train.
I like her.
Hey, pick a side, dude.
I like her. Ooh.
Did you guys see this story at all with Serena Williams?
She's annoying. I know she's great, but God, she's so quick to just cry victim. It's like, hey,
Yeah, so
Serena,
this is what she
you
wrote.
had a pretty damn good run.
Nothing's
and everybody kisses your ass.
Nothing's worse than her husband.
Why?
Nothing's worse. Just such
Who's
a
your
pussy.
husband?
Alexis
The
Ohani?
guy who
We
started.
had him on our podcast a long time ago.
I did. You say that when I bring him up because I always make fun of him. I don't think so. He started Reddit or so, right? Is it Reddit?
Yeah,
and he quit and was like, a black person should be running this. It's like, bud.
So he was woke a long time ago. Alexis Ohanian.
If you don't think he's getting pegged, you're out of your fucking mind.
You're Armenian?
I would imagine, yeah.
He's from Brooklyn.
But his let's see, early life. Yeah, Armenian background. But anyway,
Reddit, you're right, B.
Yeah, he stepped down. Was
But
like, a
she's-
black person needs to run this.
But she's just
like, how about just have the best
annoying.
person run it?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we get it, dude. We get it.
restaurant, I mean,
Here we
she's
go.
like giving that restaurant that Serena accused.
So do you
Let
know
me show
about
you her poster here.
But do you
Her
know-
post.
They must have rejected her. What? Because she's black? Is that what it
No,
was?
no, no, no.
Because,
She's just saying like, just read this right here. She's involving her kids in this too. So she goes, yikes, Peninsula Paris. I've been denied access to rooftop to eat in an empty restaurant of nicer places, but never with my kids. Always first. in
So
the
hold on,
Olympics
just so
2024.
this restaurant's like one of the biggest in Paris. They're only open for 3 hours,
and everything was reserved.
like weeks ahead. And
So
she just
even though-
showed up and thought she could sit down. And they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
even so,
we're
even though
sorry.
it was empty when she got there, they're telling her that everything on top was already reserved. So
she's
like-
just fucking annoying.
So she wanted special treatment?
yes,
Okay.
No, that,
and then posted
you
about
want to
it.
talk about
special
celebrity privilege?
She also gets
Yeah.
special treatment. She's
I'm sure she's so
a
used to
queen
it, yeah.
everywhere she goes. Everybody she gets the world opens up to her as it should. She's the greatest tennis player of all time. But please don't tell me that they're denying you access. Like, hey, like there are other things to complain about. You're being
But that restaurant
complete
came out and was
diva.
like, "Hey man, we're fully booked. It has nothing to do with
Yeah.
it."
They're like inviting her over.
Yeah, we're like
again.
we're only open 3 hours out of the fucking day. Like we're one of
Wow.
the busiest restaurants in the world.
ugh, she sucks. She sucks. It's like when she got that call and she's like, "You're saying it because I'm a woman." Like, shut up.
Oh, that was so bad.
Fuck off. You stole that other girl's like when she won. You used to her light. I don't like her.
But so, anyways, you see here the restaurant was awesome as far as like how they replied to it. They weren't like being a douche about it.
Look, by the way, you don't become the greatest of all time a lot of times without being
An asshole.
a complete asshole in
Yeah.
a lot of ways. A complete selfish, like self-centered.
Selfish,
asshole.
I get it. Self-centered, but not asshole.
I know somebody who dated one of the greatest tennis players of all time, and they said that the biggest problem dating that person was that they are radically selfish because they had to.
Yeah, and it's not going to
You're
change.
not getting. Yeah, you're not going anywhere without. Yeah.
Look at that on Twitter. Of course, someone said it's Serena Williams. Of course, you make a table for her or not, and that's why they're doing so
They're
well.
good. They're fine.
They're like, no, that's why we're at where we're at. We don't. We're booked, man. We're not going to kick somebody else, a paying customer.
the biggest
She
deal,
showed
yeah.
up. If
You
she showed up
showed
at
the
French
fuck up.
Laundry in Napa Valley, same thing. They'd be like, "What are you
That's
talking
what
about?"
I'm saying. Like, I get it. You're the greatest female tennis player of all time. Cool. I made a reservation 3 months ago because I'm going to Paris. Why should you get my table?
Because she's an asshole sometimes. That's what.
And it's her fault and
but
not her
that's
fault. Like the world, that's what she's
Part of the
used
reason
to.
she's so amazing at tennis, she's the GOAT, and sometimes the GOAT, like Michael Jordan, a lot of people
They
who are
suck.
great, they suck.
They fuck as far as like normal day to day stuff. They fucking suck, man.
They're just very, very.
You don't want to be their
self-centered.
friends.
No.
But posting about it as well, it's trying to like
Sure.
she's trying to make
She's vindictive.
the restaurant look like a
There's-
piece of crap. But
Yeah.
she's
When
the
you've
one
been
that's-
around people who are that great, it's not surprising. That shouldn't be a
Because she knows that can hurt them. She's probably embarrassed. Her kid's like, "Mommy, I'm hungry." She's like, "Oh hell no! Watch this."
Yeah.
That's what sucks about her.
That's
yeah.
why the restaurant was like, "All right, man."
Yeah, but the restaurant was awesome the way they responded, and if you watch the
for
video,
that.
you can see what's on screen.
If I was the restaurant, I would have found the last person and beat her. I'm like, "Oh, we're so sorry. Blah 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 took your table." That's what I do. Actually, I wouldn't do anything.
Can you actually read this
I
on
wouldn't
so that
post.
people, audio listeners, will know?
Dear Mrs. Williams, please accept our deepest apologies for the disappointment you encountered tonight. The hotel wrote, unfortunately, our rooftop bar was indeed fully booked, and the only unoccupied tables you saw belonged to our gourmet restaurant, Le Rosier Blanc, which was fully reserved. We have always been honored to welcome you,
You'll be
and will
fine,
be always.
Serena. Yeah, you'll be fine.
And then they should put P.S. Once you try not being such a let me know how it goes for you.
Yeah.
You privileged piece of shit.
I thought this was cool because we just came from Alaska. So this is a fisherman, and someone just filmed. Hold on
bear.
one sec. Oh, mother of heaven. I'll just refresh. Here we go.
Oh Jesus. Oh jeez, that's not
This
good.
is a giant grizzly bear walking by a fisherman, and the guy's just chilling.
I guess too. See, I guess you don't want to run.
What in the
But did you
world?
not see the bear? The bear was like, whatever.
I mean, but what are you gonna do, Brent? If the bear just came out of
no,
nowhere?
if he's right
Damn,
there,
that
yeah,
bear
you got to
just- that
chill.
bear
Because if
just
you
walked
run,
right
Yeah.
by
he's
him.
lucky that bear's not hungry or cubs weren't around.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That bear just walked right by him.
What's the rule? If If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lie down.
That's all fake.
That's the rule, but
that's fake?
yeah, I don't.
Well, no.
I
Well,
would
he
not.
didn't move, and the bear seemed okay with him
Yeah.
not moving.
I think that bear
Wow.
wasn't hungry. It was just trying to get somewhere else. He's lucky.
Jesus.
Oh, this is this is brought to us from one of the fans of the show's King of Ire. That's not the funny part. The funny part is that he looks just very, very similar to you.
That's hilarious.
Let me see.
Come on, Brian.
He looks like Brendan?
You don't think so? Even Brendan think I think can tell.
facial-
I mean, I guess we both
maybe-
have
maybe
arms.
actually.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I guess
And
we both wear
working
caps.
on,
and
working
long
on
hair.
cars too.
Yeah.
Working on
I can
cars.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
That's funny though.
That's funny.
All right.
That's really funny. You guy's a stud.
Let's
Yeah.
go to synopsis.
Yeah.
Those arms a little chubby.
Hold on. Which one?
This one. Yeah.
All right. Give me a sec. There we go.
So there's a rumor going around that Joe Rogan is going to be suing MSNBC for $30 million. And it's because they've doctored a clip of him from the podcast to make it sound like he's endorsing
I knew this was going to happen.
Kamala Harris.
Because when he
But-
started, he's like, I bet she can win. Then was going off this stuff. If out of context, in my
Yeah.
head, when he was saying, I'm like, oh no.
But in actuality, he was talking about friend of the show, Tulsi Gabbard. And Tulsi had to come out and be like, this is a fake clip. This is not what he was saying. He's talking about me.
Yep.
But MSNBC's making it look like he's endorsing Kamala.
I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's great. He's fighting back.
He should
Yeah.
sue these assholes. Complete assholes.
You think MSNBC and like CNN, they would learn Joe ain't the one to fuck with.
But also
he has
the-
deep pockets and he sees through all of us do, unless you're just a sheep. He sees through all the propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
He calls it out on left or right. He'll call out the right or call out
But
the left.
the
he
media
sees
is-
all of it and he can fight back.
But the media is 100% behind Kamala Harris, and I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. I've never seen.
I saw it with
this,
Biden.
This
Remember
is insane.
Sharp as attack?
But with,
remember that?
yeah, but there were always people talking. At least you saw there was cognitive issues. You saw
No.
This is
no,
different.
not till he pulled out.
But this is different. The press, and unfortunately, historically, when the press is this behind a candidate, a lot of times they win. And this is unabashed. I've never seen anything like this.
I talked to Dave Smith yesterday because he did a podcast with Candace Owens I was listening to. And I was like, dude, if Kamala and that weirdo, the VP, win, I was like, what the fuck are we going to do? He's like, man, I get the news saying all this stuff. He goes, unless they straight up steal this election, it ain't happening. He's like, it'd be tough, man. But who knows?
Yeah.
But I like that Joe's doing this. He ain't the one to fuck with. God, when are you going to learn, man? Out of all the people, use somebody else. Joe's not the one to fuck with, man.
Well, they also
Enjoy that.
They lied.
But also, you know how much bigger Joe's fan base is than MSNBC?
Yeah.
Granted, they have more money and funding behind them. You know, that's a different story. But yeah, he can do it.
So this follows up when we did the other day, guys. Our beautiful swimmer that was booted from the Olympics has fought back, posted on Instagram. I just want to make it clear that I was never removed or expelled from anywhere. Stop spreading false information. I don't want to give any statement, but I'm not going to let lies affect me.
Good for her.
Good for you.
And she doesn't even go into what happened, but she wants to make it clear that's not what happened
Good.
to her.
There you go.
Gives us a little,
got
and
you.
then she posted a picture.
And we're fans.
We fully support her.
Fully support her. And her
I even support her when she left the team, went to Disney.
So did I, buddy.
Even that fake news, I was like, do you, girl?
We're in her corner.
Okay, here's another one. So Conor McGregor has apparently now turned on Trump. We all know he was a big Trump supporter because Trump in an interview referred to Khabib as the Eagle and his favorite fighter. And Conor is not happy about it and posted this picture on his X account.
But Connor's not going at Trump. He's just lighting up Khabib. Here's what's hilarious about Conor trolling Khabib now, dude. It's so funny because, you know, Khabib's having legal issues and
That's
the
a
money.
very gay photo.
It's so gay.
Is that a real photo?
Yeah, that's real. But so, you know, Khabib left Abu Dhabi, and so his assets are seized, his cars and his house, and Conor's trying to buy his house.
He didn't leave Abu Dhabi. He
No.
left Russia, right? Or-
No, he's in Abu Dhabi.
Right.
He had to leave Russia.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So Conor's-
Conor's trying to buy his house.
where in?
Dagestan.
Oh, Jesus,
Buy it and tear it down.
that's hilarious.
It's so fucking funny.
So he had. To
I'm just worried. I don't. And granted, he doesn't know it's anything. Like if I'm Conor, I don't fight again.
I
don't think it's happening.
I have a thought on the Russia probably seized his assets because of his ties to
Other
that
stuff?
fighter that his school got raided for terrorist activity. And, Russia doesn't play with that stuff. So they've taken more famous people than Khabib and put him in jail forever. So my guess is he got the fuck out of there.
Also didn't pay taxes, but you'd think Putin would.
Yeah,
like, hey, bud, this is bigger than that. Yeah, because I think
the Russians don't play with this Muslim sort of fundamentalism and terrorism. The Russians are not,
because they know the heat will come too. Like trouble.
But this was an attack in Dagestan on some Jewish synagogues and some other stuff. And when one of Khabib's fighters was one of the guys,
and one of the guys that also trained at his camp was caught here as well.
I didn't know that. Yeah. So the Russians.
Now, who knows what Khabib has to do with it? But it'd be like if someone from TFATK, like Thicccboy Studios, was a terrorist. It ain't gonna look good on me.
Well, the FBI is gonna come here and raid the place.
Go through everything. Yeah. And then the tax thing might be what they're using.
That's a trumped up charge.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Because when he won the championship, Putin gave him. I mean, they gave him so much land and he's set, man. Yeah, something bigger is going on there. I think you're right on that, bud. But I just, the more you see Conor out doing the beer, like he's chugging a beer, which is in the end of the world, that BKFC, he's wearing that vest looking like a Hell's Angel at Sturgis. And then, Chandler's super pro-Trump. He's talking shit to Conor, and then Conor was like, oh, dude, I'm not going to fight you. He was like, what's up, Max Holloway, what's up? In December. So it's like, oh, no, now we're backing out of this. I hope he fights, but I don't know. I don't know if we get it.
No, neither.
Well, I hope we do. He's my fave, but.
Here's another one. So Dana White green lights to John Jones versus Alex Pereira under one condition. And his condition is if he wipes out the entire division.
Oh, wow.
His quote is, you know what? If he wipes out the entire division and we're sitting here going, who's next? Then maybe you let him move up to heavyweight and do some type of super fight.
Yeah, Dana's not, it doesn't sound like it's going to happen anytime soon. Like, I thought it maybe happen next for Alex, but when you hear Dana talk, he doesn't think Alex is there yet.
No, and we'd rather see Aspinall-Jones fight, I think, right? I mean, I think that's
Jones and Stipe, right?
Yeah, Jones Stipe's
John Jones
will
John Jones would murder Alex Pereira because he would grab him, and Alex Pereira is in big trouble if John Jones grabs him. That's not.
And clearing out the division, it doesn't sound like it's happening anytime soon.
No.
I don't think that's what.
Then he also said, he's like, we don't know Tom Aspinall anything. He doesn't deserve anything. Like, yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, one more. Burglaries happen, but I guess the best way it happens to you is if someone breaks in and leaves a note that lets you know that they're sorry they stole from you and they won't come back. So this has been happening in I think it's San Fernando area, it says.
That's where we're at. So
yeah, sorry. I don't know what county we're in, but it's happening around
Encino,
here.
Really.
This guy's targeting businesses, breaking in, taking what he can, and then leaving notes saying sorry.
All right.
Kind of nice, huh?
Yeah.
No?
Seems like a nice guy. But it's not going to work out for him. He's going to get caught.
Yeah. Just when you think you've seen it all, though.
My friend was on I don't know what floor of his thing, and in his apartment in New York City, and he sees these two bony knees. He just sees this, and he's literally on the 6th story of this building, and he just sees he hears, and then he just sees the window start opening, and he sees these two bony crack knees.
Like ashy knees.
Yeah, and this guy just comes in and just falls into his thing, and he's just a crack addict. And my friend's like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Sorry, I fell in by accident."
Did he jump back out?
He's trying to steal. He tried to, and my friend held on to him and called the cops. He goes, "You're going to get killed. Just relax. I'm not going to fucking throw you out the window." Jesus Christ. I had a guy try to rob me, and my pit bull stopped him.
Ah.
He tried. I was on the first floor of 73rd Street, and I remember, and he came through. And my dog, he tried to grab a change purse, and my dog, but I wasn't there, and the change was everybody. No, just kind of fucking my dog.
Yeah, dogs are the best.
Yeah,
by far.
Yeah, especially that pit bull. That pit bull didn't fuck around. I had an unpredictable pit bull for a while.
I have to explain to Tiger when we're at that car show in Burbank. There's like pretty rough looking two dudes there, and there's they love dogs, and there's a big fucking pit bull, just the one where you're like, eh. And Tiger usually him and Bossy usually like to touch all dogs, and I always goes, your dog cool? And they go, yeah. So Tiger's like, oh, Dad, look at that dog. I'm like, yeah, don't touch that one. No. And the guy's like, you can pet him. He's like, just put your hand out first. I went, T, don't touch that dog.
Nope.
And the guy's like, come on, man, he's cool. I went, Tiger, do not touch that dog.
How awkward for you.
If that dog grabs on
you could tell the guy was like, what the fuck, man?
No.
And then Tiger was upset, and we walked away. Bud, let me talk to you, bud. I don't know that guy. Sure as fuck doesn't look trustworthy. That's
that
a
dog.
pit bull, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, how
And he's like,
weird.
pit bulls are bad? I'm like, no, not all of them. That guy doesn't look like the best owner. I was like, there's bad owners, not bad dogs. There's bad owners.
But there are dogs that will bite, and if a pit bull bites a child, it's irreparable damage. And by the way, if a pit bull ever does grab a hold of your child, a lot of people will like start hitting it on the ground. You know what?
Choke it out.
Choke it out.
Yeah.
I've
Why
done
would
it.
you put your finger in there?
No, that doesn't work. I've held a lighter to a dog's balls before I knew how to choke it out.
They could choke it out.
But I've choked out pit bulls. My own
day?
pit bull about 6
Every
times.
week?
I actually have because my dogs.
No,
used
yeah,
to
you
fight.
choke him out.
They used to-
No, but I told Tiger, I'm like, dude, and he was all upset. And then I go, pros and cons. Let's go through it, pal. Pros, you touch that guy's dog, then we walk away, move on with our lives. Con, that dog is what I think it is, a rough dog.
Unpredictable dog.
Bite your fucking hand. We spend the night in the emergency room.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
Or your
you see,
face,
dude?
or your face.
I'm like, there's a million dogs around. We'll go find another dog if that's what you want to do, dude.
Dogs can do anything they want with their mouth. They can bite your face that fast. It's no joke. And if you've ever worn a sleeve and seen how a not a pit bull, just a Malinois.
Brian's
bites.
done it.
If you wear a sleeve with a pit bull, certain pit bulls, you can't. It'll still break your arm. That's how hard they bite. So if you wore a sleeve, a regular bite sleeve, and a large pit bull grabbed onto you, you
Break your
could
bone.
not. It would break your arm.
Yeah.
That pressure. I'm talking a 65-pound Malinois is already crazy. So.
And then T and Boss are like, all pit bulls are bad. I'm like, no, I've had 2 of them. They're fucking
Yep,
great.
me too.
It just depends on the owner, dude. I was like, but that particular dog, if that owner's a bad owner, is going to fuck your world up, dude.
And I'll tell you something else. If I latch onto you, your
Teeth are going to fall out.
you know what I mean?
And your teeth are going to crumble.
But if I latch onto you here, boom, I'm not getting
Oh,
off
like
your
with your
back.
hands?
If I take your back, I'm your backpack.
No, I'd rather you do it with your dirty mouth.
And I bite right into your with my flat teeth, right into your neck, like that.
Just feel like corn nuts.
Speaking of which, if you guys want to be bit by the comedy bug,
Oh, wow. Good
I'm in
segue.
Toledo, Ohio, August 16th, 17th. Toledo, Ohio, August 16th, 17th. Plano, Texas, September 6th, 7th, and 8th. How about that? You guys want to come to the comic strip? September 12th, 13th, and 14th.
Canada, eh?
Come to, comic strip in Canada, Edmonton, Alberta. I can't wait. And then I got Summit Comedy Club, Fort Wayne, Indiana. This kid's a road dog. So there we have it, kids. I'll see you there.
Drive fast, all gas. We got just under 3 weeks left. 3 weeks left. We did too long of a campaign. I'm sick of talking about this truck. Great truck, though.
truck.
We got fire merch dropping as well. Next Friday, we'll have new merch. The following week, we'll have new merch. And going into the last week of it, which is the week of August 31st, there's going to be all sorts of crazy stuff going on. But if you haven't entered yet, go to drivefastallgas.com. The winner will be decided on August 31st. Get you some. Is that it? Love you guys.